Hi, welcome back to Ollie's Workshop. This is the 11 subscriber special. I just wanted to say thank you, most especially to NYC for the Johnny 5 project. Short Circuit was one of the key films that got me interested in electronics and engineering type things. When I was a kid, I wanted to make one. Unfortunately, I didn't have the skills then, and it's taken me 30 years to build them up to a level where I still can't make one. Also, thanks to Adventures with a Very Small Lathe. He's promoted my channel. It's very kind of him. He said some encouraging things. So I wanted to just say thanks to everybody for who's subscribed so far and all the people who've watched my videos. It's very encouraging. Obviously, until now, until NYC did their Johnny 5 unboxing, I'd only had a handful of views, and by the looks of the analytics, it had only been for a few seconds. So people are actually watching my videos now, which means I'm going to have to pull my finger out and make some better quality videos and put a bit more effort into them rather than just turning on the camera and talking. So let's just have a quick look around the workshop. I'll show you what I'm working on, and you can let me know if there's anything particular you want to see more about, and yeah, we'll go from there. Down here is a very horrible looking lump of brass. The other day I had a little moment when I managed to break out the welder down there. A while ago on AVE, I think it was, not 100% sure about that, but I think it was, he did a video where he melted aluminium in a crucible using a carbon gouging electrode. They look like this. They're sort of copper-coated carbon electrodes. So basically using an arc welder. I mean, I've got a TIG welder there, but it does arc as well. And basically using the graphite crucible as one electrode and the carbon gouging rod as the other, and just using the arc like basically an arc furnace to melt metal. I gave that a quick go. Unfortunately, I think I bit off more than I could chew because there was too much in the crucible and I just could not keep it molten. I managed to pour that out, but it looks pretty horrible, even though I'm not quite sure why it's so bad. But I might try turning that at some point and see if there's actually anything usable in there. That'll be fun. Next up, power wall upgrade. So that's pack number 5 out of 14. So just waiting for it to be sunny when the power wall will be fully charged and I can swap the battery out, and it'll be at the same state of charge as the other batteries. Down here, ER11 collet, 10mm shank with some bearings, deep groove ball bearings. The idea of this is to make a stiffer spindle for my mini CNC over here. Used it to make PCBs in the past, and very recently, but I would like to be able to do aluminium on it, and it just doesn't like it at the moment. It makes a lot of horrible noises, and it's to do with flex and issues in the construction, which I think a stiffer spindle. These parts are 3D printed, so I'm going to make those in metal, stiffen those up. You can see you've got a 3D printed strut here, and some these are sort of cheap cast right angles, which are on all the corners. So I might go around, square all these corners up, make a side plate for the 2 sides to make the gantry stiffer, and yeah, run the new spindle with a RC type brushless motor to begin with, see if that works. I mean, for this kind of thing, it's got to be high speed. So this sort of thing is ideal. This is 1000 kV, and I think it's a 3S, which gives you about 12 volts. So that's about 12,000 RPM out of that one. We'll see if that's any good. Obviously, if it's not, we'll have to up to say like a 2000, then we're going to get closer to 24,000 RPM, which is getting close to what these bearings are good for. So I wouldn't want to go much faster than that. But yeah, we'll try. We'll try this first. It's probably completely inappropriate motor, but it'll get us going. Prove the point. Obviously, if it doesn't work, I can just stick the old motor back in and go from there. Moving on. Over here, I'm looking at doing a mill power feed. I've modelled up a plate on Fusion 360, 3D printed some XL gears to make it up. I've got a motor and a 3D printed mount that is pressing into there. That's going to mount on there, and then you've got the drive belts, which will then drive the hand wheel. I was kind of keen to keep the hand wheel. I don't know whether it's strictly necessary. There's one at the other end, but this 25 tooth XL pulley fitted on perfectly. Same, well, had to remove one of the side pieces and obviously machine off this end to get it to fit, but it was basically the same size as the scale, so it fitted in there quite nicely. So that's something that should at least get proof of concept working pretty quickly, and then this would be a nice thing to be able to throw on the little mill over there, leave it for a few hours to nibble it out, and come back and have a beautiful looking piece of milled aluminium to bolt on the end of the mill there. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition. Another little project, I bought this mist coolant setup off of eBay, I think, a little while ago. I went for the one with 2 little needle valves. There's ones with 1 needle valve, I think, on the air, I don't know, and ones with no needle valves. I thought the 2 was the better option. They all seem to be about the same price. I think it was like £12 instead of £10 or something, but yeah, so I've tried that out, and it does mist. I've just done it with water, but looks like it might be a goer. I need to make a little mounting plate. That's what this piece of aluminium's for. It's going to go on this mag base, which currently has the old flood coolant, which I've used a couple of times, but it makes one hell of a mess, especially on the lathe, and having a wooden floor, it's just not a goer. So the idea of a mist coolant, where you only just putting droplets of coolant on, but enough to keep the tool cool or the work cool, appeals to me. So I'm keen to try that out. I want to get that plate made again. Perfect job for that. But so simple that actually I'll probably end up doing it on that. Just tweaking the controls to get this thing to spray nicely. No idea how to set it up, but there we go. No, that's not so bad. Yep, should be relatively straightforward to get that going. And a quick video about that one. It forced me to install an airline by the lathe, which I haven't had until now, and it's very, very useful. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.